Wait, I gotta count us in. I gotta count us in.
From acting class.
You know what? Here we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Winner Circle.
Oh! I had to do it.
So I am here with my boy, but also your boy, your fan favorite, Tucker from Big Brother 26, the legend himself. I have been doing zero
Risk it for the
interviews.
biscuit.
And you like biscuits.
I do like biscuits.
And you like biscuits.
I do.
Dude, there were so many times. It's so funny. We're jumping right into it. But there were so many times that, you know what, dude? I had all these questions. They're out. We're just going to go off the cuff here.
Improv.
We're going off the cuff here.
Back to classes like 8 years ago.
We're back, dude. We're just repeating. Just repeat. We're going to get into that, people. But, bro, it was so funny because there were times in the DR where I could tell, and like being on the show, you know, when you just get called in.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, they literally just dragged Tucker out of bed right now to get him into the DR. And you were just like hitting him with lines, lines, and then dipping.
Yeah. The DR is the one time you can really just let loose and be yourself, you know, not that I wasn't doing that in there. I was very much myself.
Right.
But that's where you can just unbiasedly banter back and forth, dude. And I was having a blast in there with those guys, and they're super hardworking and honestly perfect at their job. It was great.
And you get that, right? Well, I don't know if people know this about you, like the film background that you went to school for, not just like the acting and the modeling, but like the film background you have. So you have a very like strong understanding and almost like an appreciation for the work that these producers are doing. It's not an easy job.
Bro, they put a 2-hour show together that day. Like, started doing DR sessions at like 10 p.m. Apologized because they were running behind, and they're like, it's going to be a late night. And they just start naming people. And there was like 2 that weren't named. And so you thought they were going to be like, you guys are good. And it's like, you guys got to come in. It's like, oh, man. I just instantly go to lay down in bed. Because they'll likely call you if you're already laying down. So,
not an option. And you wanna go to sleep? No.
Oh no.
Get your ass in the diary room. No way.
You want to know something crazy, bro? When I was in there, I could hear the electrical feedback from the cameras, like mosquito ringtone, high pitched.
The ones that are in the corners?
Yeah, the one right above my bed, the light to the left of the front door, the light to the right of the coffee machine, the one right underneath the door in the HOH, and every single one outside, bro. For every day I was in there, maybe like the first week being a have-not, I didn't really notice it. I don't think they had it in that room, but everywhere else, dude, it was just, my ears were just ringing nonstop. Everyone else started to hear it. I didn't sleep for like 7 days, bro. I got like 14,
because it was bothering you that
hours.
much.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, I mean, add that to just, you definitely now fully understand it.
And
how hard is it?
Hold on. I already had unlimited respect for you and loved you and everything. We were like great friends during acting class, bro. And you know, maybe hung out a handful of times after. But dog, I didn't think it could get any more respectful. I respect the shit out of you for going through that twice. That's, people on the outside have no idea. And it's an ultimate test to put yourself through that mental, physical, and emotional roller coaster and strain. And I think if you just take it as a glass half full thing, like there's nothing bad that could come of it. You grow as a person, you learn about other people a lot, and it really was just like, I know so much more about myself and love pushing myself. So yeah. It was
I'll
sweet.
never forget the first time I went on, I came off being like, because like I'm very like reserved in a way, like you and I, you know, you see me because I just get to like be myself when we hang out in the city, and in the acting class, you're meant to be vulnerable. But like I was never a guy with this like wild confidence or anything like that.
Yeah.
Other than my athletics. Like I was wildly confident in athletics.
Yeah, same.
And that would bring a different piece of me and different side of me. And I was like, you know what? After that first time, I was like, my head is a mess. I was like, the fact that I came and did this, I no longer am going to have fear. Like I'm going to go and like go balls to the wall when I get out of here. I'm going
Yeah.
to do whatever I want to do. And that's why it's like I got into the acting. I was like, anything that I have a thought about doing, I want to try it. Like I want to
Yeah.
go and do it because this was a wild experience.
Yeah.
And
Life's all
I want
about
you to
experience.
touch
You
on that a
can't
little
pass up
bit.
those opportunities
Like,
or just run with your thoughts. Just do it.
gotta. But you mentioned something, it's like the mental toll, which nobody warns you about and nobody really talks about it after the fact.
Yeah.
So like, what would you say is like one of the biggest struggles with being in that house? I'll kind of give you mine afterwards, but like,
Yeah.
what would you say is what mentally drains you the most? Like, what is just exhausting? Why you can't sleep? Because I think that's a piece of not being able to sleep.
Oh yeah.
It's just your mind doesn't stop, right? So it's
Never.
like,
You're
what
always
would you
thinking
say
about
it is?
strategy, and you're always skeptical that other people are up talking. I'm like listening through the walls, hearing people and stuff, dude. Like you're also know like people are watching. There's so many things that you've never experienced before that are just crazy. But I think the hardest thing about being in there is just knowing you have the only thing you have control over is the game. You have no control
Mm.
over your daily schedule, your weekly schedule, your food, drinks. Yes, it's a ton of options, and they're great options. And so there's no complaints. It's not like you would ever want something, but like we wanted ginger ale.
Right.
Asked for a few
Nope.
weeks. No, I asked for Italian sausages the first week because we had like ground meat, and I wanted to make meatballs. Nah, and I was like,
No.
you're not supposed to keep
Nope.
asking because then you definitely won't get it. And so it's just like I had a shirt that I wore when I got to the studio. It was like a sweater kind of thing. It was my grandfather's. It's green. It's got horses on it. I threw it on my duffel bag, and then when my duffel bag came back from getting checked the first time, it just wasn't there. I forgot about it, and once I was about to walk in, I told the dude that was with me, "Let's find that jacket because I don't know if it just fell off and is gone." And I was like, I was in there for like 2 weeks asking about it, and I didn't get clothes till after everybody. I had 4 pairs of
Yeah.
boxers, dude, and like 4 pairs of socks. Was washing them in the sink and shower for 2 weeks. Meanwhile, everyone else got clothes, and I was just like, "You think you can break me? Let's go! I don't need boxers and socks, but I would love my clothes. Like I really love my clothes. So it was fun though.
Oh
Like
my God,
like
bro.
it was just great. I felt like everyone in the house for the most part, and everyone that worked as a part of it, bro, like they just knew how to handle every situation. They were
Mhm.
great at least my one-on-ones, and it seemed like everybody enjoyed going in there. And they say it takes a village, and they got a city doing it, so it's even more people to herd together and schedule, and it is incredibly impressive. And being a film major and seeing the camera equipment that they have and the different styles of
Yeah.
cameras, I'm like, damn, this is probably
Yeah.
the most expensive house I've
Bro,
ever been in my life.
they have people, right? It's crazy because that's why they make it such a big deal. Like you can't go near the cameras, you can't touch them,
Oh yeah.
anything like that. But they have a person like controlling each camera. Like there's one person, not like one person controlling multiple. It's like one person to a camera.
That's
So like,
wild. It's crazy.
and think
And
about
just
how
to
many
think
cameras
about,
there are.
I like really, when I was leaving there and talking with people, I was like, whenever I come back, for the finale and like an after party or whatever, uh, can I please walk through the house, like where the cameras are, just being a film, like, dude, I was like, so to get to the workout room, you have to swoop all the way around, all like, they were like, yeah. I was like, that's sick, yo, that's crazy.
I have to say, so I never got to see the behind the scenes stuff until recently. Bro, it's been years. It's
Wow.
been years. And so I went back on the reindeer games at the end of last year and I finally got to see the track that runs around the house. I got to
I
walk in
saw
the
it a few
back.
times just walking by. I was like, behind the curtain. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, dude. I was like, bro, I feel like I was similar to you. I would be so bored in there. I'd be like, my head would be up against the window. I'd be
Yeah,
like, all right, there's a curtain there. All right, there's a curtain there. And I would catch people. I'd catch the producers. I'd be like, you didn't shut the curtain. What's going on? I'd be like waiting to catch it. Because also, you get used to the people in the house, but like, I want other human interaction. And you
that's why
don't
the
get that.
DR is the
It's
best, and you don't even get to see the faces, bro.
brutal.
It's just like just interacting with somebody else who doesn't give a shit about what's going on the inside. Really, like it's not like you could say something about your strategy and it could bite you in the ass in there. It's just like someone that you can shoot the shit with.
Mm-hmm.
I was quoting movies when I was in there with all of them and doing stuff back and forth. Every time I left, I said, "Miss you already." Someone would be like, "Miss you more." I'd be like, "Miss you the most," and then slam the door. Like it was wicked fun. You know, it was just
So wait, let me ask you this, because you just mentioned something that I always say, and it's to the people that are out there that say the truth happens on the live feeds, and I always am like, I was always my truest self in the diary room. Like,
oh yeah,
you have to have a million conversations, right? So,
yeah.
like, do you feel like you played and gave your true strategy in the DR, or was it more of in the house because you have to wear a million different hats, right?
Yeah, I tried to play it
Where
as
would you
straightforward
say?
with everybody. You know, I was like, I was trying to make myself the big target and to be fearless to encourage others to play this game for what it's worth. Like after the first week, people we were going to float 5 or 6 weeks, and I knew I was the next person on the list at that point, and I was just like, yo, I don't. This is stupid. You guys think you're being sneaky. I know what everyone's doing right now, and like this let's have fun. We already got the once in a
Wait,
lifetime experience. Only one person gets the miracle. So you had to go all out to get on that show. And then it's like just chilling, figuring out like, nah, keep going all out, dude. This is like,
well, let me tell you this, bro. You set that precedent early with nominating yourself, going in there, kind of being wild when you would win, using the veto
yeah.
on somebody else when you're still sitting on the block, which is like crazy, dude. I'm talking about as like a person that has played the game. I was like, Tucker, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Um,
No,
but
the
it
producers
really
were
did
freaking
set this
out when I
precedent,
told them I was going to do that. They're like,
bro.
"Are you
I was
sure?"
free. I
We're
was
gonna
like,
ask you in a couple of days too, just to make sure. I was like, "It's not gonna change, 100%. It's gonna lock my game in." Like
bro.
I
Christy
wasn't.
literally turned and was like, do people just normally use the veto on other people? I go, no. I go, but Tucker, I was like, it felt like the precedent was set early, so everybody's like, well, that happened, so now I'm going to do it too.
Yeah,
And it
everyone's been
just
doing it
was,
to Angela now. I'm like,
it
don't,
was,
don't do it again, please, don't.
dude. I'll tell you this, bro. At first, in the beginning of the season, I was like hyped up because Angela was like causing chaos. Then you kind of came in with this like more entertaining form of it because you weren't like being nasty to people. You were just kind of being chaotic in the gameplay
Yeah,
and not being like nasty to people.
yeah. I'm just a
I'm over
wild dude
Angela, bro.
anyway.
Like I'm stop using the veto on this lady. Get her, send her home.
Yeah,
Like
except
I'm
this last
confused
one
why
was
everybody's.
dope. No, they got Quinn out there. I'm fired
Wait,
up.
hold on, dude. Spoiler alert, bro.
Oh,
This is
cut it
coming out
out.
before.
I
No,
posted about
no,
it.
it's in here.
I posted about it, and people freaked out.
Yeah, so like I always get in trouble with shit
Yeah,
like that. Like when I posted that in the title of the episode was Tucker goes home.
yeah,
The amount of comments I got on YouTube that were like, "Put spoiler. Why do you put spoilers in the title?" And I'm like, "Bro, whatever. Like I don't care. I've done it. So
yeah.
it's staying in, people. Spoiler alert, you just got spoiled." Um
Oh, sorry.
Wait, so I kind of want to backtrack. I want to backtrack a little bit because we kind of just dove right into it. But I want to ask you about your experience in I don't know if we could talk about this though. Like
I'm ready.
leading into the house. How long are you in sequester for?
Uh, can we talk about this? I
Yeah,
guess.
we'll just move past that. But when you went into the house, were you like already so bored that you were like, bro, I'm ready to tear this
Hell
place
no.
apart?
I was. Oh yeah, I was already so bored, but like not in the sense of like staying bored, bro. That sequester was the worst.
The worst.
The worst. The worst. I at
I,
least thought I would be able to have fresh air. I was just like,
bro,
I was just like, I mean, I just am loud in general. I was just complaining out loud, bro. I was like, oh my God, dude, this is crazy. Like, I am going to try to unscrew these screws on the door with my bare hands. And maybe it was in week 2, someone knocked on the door and they were just like, hey, man, are you all right? I was like, do you have fresh air? And no.
Bro, I can't tell you, like, when I first, so my sequester on All Stars was different because of COVID.
Yeah.
I got to be in like a house, which was nice, but still like, cause you got fresh air. But that, like, when I went back to reindeer games, it was like, can't leave your hotel room. And I was like, bro, I am going to go berserk. Like, I'm going to lose my mind.
Dude, I could
I'm
tell
like,
you.
I can't be in here any longer. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I would yell shit. I'd be like, we're not fucking animals. I'm so sick of
Oh,
this
yeah,
shit.
dude. My pillow heard a
I was
lot of
like, bro,
screaming. Yeah.
I can't imagine other people being there because I'm like, bro, I can't do this.
Yeah.
This shit is wild.
I was
And that
good.
takes a mental toll. And the game hasn't started.
Yeah. The fact you did it, that helped me so much. I was like, bro, Cody did this shit. I know I can fucking do it. But, like, damn. I didn't think it was going to be. It's just, they're just, it's breaking you in for the house, really. But then, like, you're so excited to be with other people and whatever, but there's a honeymoon phase to it. And,
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
in terms
Oh,
of,
please
like,
talk about it. You're talking about the honeymoon phase of like you really like your house guests and then they all just piss you off even if they walk by a certain way. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah. Yeah. No, but I mean, I like everybody in there, and we're all going to be friends on the outside, which I think is a great thing because some seasons you can tell people just absolutely hate each other.
Yeah.
And Quinn and I sort of set the bar at the beginning after me calling him out and him saying things back. After it cooled off, like I went up to him and gave him a hug, and I was just like, "Yo, it's just a part of the game," and I love you as a person. And I remember I said that to everybody whenever I was going after someone.
Even Cedric, bro. You did a good job with that with Cedric, and that also set the precedent.
Yeah.
Like
And
you had to blow up with Cedric and then it de-escalated and you guys would be together and it's like everybody's like, all right, cool. It is,
yeah, and I think because of the way Quinn and I played it off, Cam kept saying like, "Damn, you guys are really, really in the WWE in here, huh?" Like, because we were
That's good.
we knew when, like, I mean, it's coming from a real place because I wanted him out and I did think he was great, but it's just we know we're not attacking anyone as a person. We're attacking people's gameplay for whatever reasons. No one,
Yep.
I don't think anyone in there was ever attacked. It was a really great, lovely group, and yeah.
Well, I mean, Angela did attack Matt.
Oh, true. True. Forgot.
Pretty hard.
I was like, "Hey, yo, what we doing?" Oh, shit. Matt, what'd you do?
Wait, that DR, when you were like, when it cuts to you and you're like, read that wrong. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
I lost it. I lost it.
Yeah, I still need
You
to
had
watch.
so many good sound bites.
I've just been watching like the lives and keeping up to date with everything, but I need to watch the prior things. I've seen like 3 episodes so far.
It's hard, bro, because you just lived it. I'll tell you what, I barely watched 16 after I came off. I don't even think I watched it. And I tried watching the season 22 and it just kind of fades. It's like, bro, you lived it. You're watching it and you're like, oh, I know what happened. It's like, it's hard to even keep your attention to it.
Yeah.
So you may not watch it.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna at some point, but I've just been chipping away. I'm really locked into the lives and catching up on all my messages and stuff. So
I love that.
Trying to just to keep the grind mode going because mentally I would have been in there for another month or so. So hitting the ground running while I get back and getting back on my sleep schedule and cuddling Ziggy.
Dude, the Ziggy drama was real. But we got Ziggy back.
Yes.
We got Ziggy back.
Yes,
right,
I heard.
That's all that matters.
I heard a lot about that, and it's a story that keeps repeating itself, and I think that we get to a good place as friends, and it doesn't stay like that. I don't want to bad mother. I love Jada. She's a great person. We're
Yeah.
really good friends, and it was good that they bonded. And you know, every time I've taken care of him for like 3 years. Back like she's 4.5, and she was gonna give him back after COVID because it was too intense, just with her schedule
Yeah.
and stuff. And so I took him in and
Right.
always reminded her that, you know, it's your dog. You can
Right.
take him whenever. It would maybe be like a month out of the year total that she would have him. And then there were times when she tried to take him away. And then we, you know, got in arguments because that was like during the breakup and whatever. And then
Right.
realized what's best for him. And, you know, it's all natural, normal reactions. And then, you know, we talk it through and it works out. And,
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't trying to say she's crazy jealous in a bad way. I also said during that day that I think everyone's jealous. I'm a jealous person too, and I know I'm overthinking shit because in here
Yeah.
you have to have hypotheticals about everything, and then they start trickling out into your real life stuff. Like I didn't think my parents were watching, my brothers were watching, you know, and they were
And
hardcore
they
about
are
it. So
glued.
yeah, and it's all just
They're glued.
stupid hypotheticals that I'm someone that thinks out loud. So yeah, didn't mean anything by that, and we're great. So
No, that's good. That's good to kind of put that out there because, again, the people that are watching on the live feeds, they kind of take stuff and they run with it, and it's
bro,
like
it'll take like
they don't realize that there's a real person on the other side of it because they're just
yeah,
engulfed in you and everything. And it's like, bro, just leave people outside of the house out of this.
right.
It's
And
like
there could have been
you
so
don't
many
know them.
prior conversations and post
Yeah.
conversations about it, and there's just one snippet that they see, and they're like, "I know what's going on," and it's like you guys are acting like you're in the house when you're not in the house, and don't you know how ridiculous some of this stuff is? There's so many things when I got
Yeah.
out and I was like, people thought I was doing that. Like, I didn't mean to dress. I wasn't dressing up as Lisa. I was
Yeah.
just talking in like a Conor McGregor accent for like the day before that. And I was just like, oh, I might as well just, you know, like, oh, let me braid my hair like Conor did in his first fight. Huh? That's why I kept doing this stuff. And then I get out and everyone thought I was dressing up as her. I was like, oh my God. Damn. Yeah, does look
Yeah.
like it.
They run with a lot of stuff, bro. It's crazy. But, you
Yeah.
know, at the end of the day, I just hope people realize it's like, one, like if you want to say stuff about people on the show, like talk to people on the show, but like do not talk about people outside of the show because even if we mention stuff and we like you're really not supposed to, but if you slip up and you say something, like these people take it and run with it. And it's like you don't know this
Yeah,
person.
they were
You don't
like
even know what
harassing
I
Jada
feel.
online. And I'm like, yo, you
Yeah.
guys, you don't even know us. Like,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
it's
You
like,
don't even go here.
do you just ignore them or do you just tell them the whole story? And I'm just like, yo, I'm just ignoring this shit because I know what's true. I know we're good. I know what I said and I know what I
Right.
meant by it. And I know how people are taking it. And I know the number of other things I said that piled onto that might not have been shown. So, like, whatever.
Yeah. And
You
the
guys keep
feeds were
wasting
cut.
your time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. They love it. They watch all this shit up and they eat it up. So it's
Yeah.
just it's crazy. Kind of good segue into the next combo, which is kind of like Rubina.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that so? Let me ask you this,
Yeah.
just on straight up, is it wow, I'm super into her, or is it like I was really lonely in there and it really is nice to have that affection? Like,
Nah, I'm
what
super
are we
into her.
talking about?
I haven't had a
Love that.
girlfriend in a long time.
Love
I,
that.
I only really have a girlfriend if it's someone I see myself being with for a while, you know, and typically it
Love
is
that.
like that with girls. I'm not someone that goes out and finds somebody like ever. And
Yeah.
yeah, it feels very real. And we had our talks in there and I'm since I left, I'm keeping it at where we were before I left. Excited to
Love it.
see what we're going to do together on the outside. I really think it will work out and just patiently waiting for the like 35 days, 34 days.
Yeah, dude, it's tough because, like, for honestly, I want to say it's probably better outside the house because you're sitting there and
Sorry, my dog ran outside. I forgot the balcony door is
no, it's
open.
all good. It's all good. So you're outside the house and you're like your life is flying. But for her inside the house, she's probably like,
I've been
wonder
watching
what
the
Tucker's
feeds, dude,
doing.
and she's overthinking everything. And my boy
Yeah.
Cam has my back. He's like, I really don't think
Let's
he's doing
go.
anything like that. Like, you're just preparing for the worst, but you know how he is. Just go based off of what you feel. And someone was like, but he never asked her to be his girlfriend, like word for word. And I'm like, whatever, bro. I know we are. I'm like, there's a feeling there. I gave her my bracelet. Like, I wouldn't do that. We didn't want to
Dude,
do it.
that's
I know it's
so
not a good look
elementary,
on there,
bro.
bro. And I'm just like,
That's
yo,
so
I actually
elementary.
really like this girl. We're so much alike. She just loves to be herself. It makes me happy to watch her do whatever she does. So it's just
Yeah, no.
you guys.
You guys were cute to watch. Like well, the first time, first of all, the one scene where it was like you were trying to kiss her and she was like not kissing her. I was like, damn, that shit's hot. Like that was pretty cool.
Was that in the
But
cave room? At the
but
rock
yeah, in the
room?
back room,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I know.
yeah. I was like,
Remember that
damn,
like
bro, that's
yesterday.
kind of like was like pretty steamy. And they didn't kiss, which was like awesome. It's like the scene in the movie when you're like, oh, they're
Yeah.
going to kiss, but then they don't kiss. And then you're like, well, I kind of hope they do. So your relationship, the two of you were really playful. There was one thing that she was like, you were like obviously doing your thing in the game. And she was like, I didn't come here to play a game for a man. And I was like, bro, Rubina, he is going in for you all the time. I was like, he's going in for you all the time. Like, just roll with your boy. You know what I mean? I was like, just roll
No,
with him.
because there was like end of the second week or beginning somewhere through the third where we were both just like, all right, we're cutting this shit off. I was like, yo, that ship sailed. I'm good. Like, I just love her as a person. That's when I said, like, I see her as like my sister because we're super close and similar. And now I'm like,
Right.
I didn't mean it like that, you guys. Freaking relax. And she cracked up about
Yeah.
it. And when I told her when we were in the house, she's like, "You're sick. What? What is wrong with you?" And I was like, "You see how it's making you feel? That's why I said it." And I was trying to make myself feel like that. It didn't stick. But yeah,
Yeah,
no.
you were trying to talk yourself out of it because you didn't like a showmance is not great in the house.
No.
Like just simply put, it's not great. And
Yeah.
it's not great for either side of it because, Rubina, even if people wanted to target you, if they can't get you, they could possibly target Rubina,
Yeah.
which we literally saw with Quinn. So
Yeah.
the showmance thing, quite frankly, I always thought like showmance was really bad, but I've seen showmances do well and showmances have gone to the end and won. So it always ends up working out for somebody, and it worked out for Rubina. She's still big chilling in the game, and
Bro,
you're
I
chilling out
know, and
here with
she's got a
us.
really good chance. I feel like if Chelsea goes in the next 2 weeks, it's gonna it's in my mind, it's coming down to those two. If Quinn goes this
Who,
week,
Rubina and
like,
Chelsea?
yeah, I think Rubina has a really good chance. She's been laying low, and she is super athletic. She's wicked smart. She's got everything memorized, I'm just. It's an
Yeah,
exciting season especially after you're in there. You're like, damn, I want to rewatch seasons
yeah,
I've seen now because it's just like what it's like in there, and it's crazy.
yeah. You're like super invested in this season. I could see. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to do too much spoilers. I'm going to touch on this on Thursday, but Chelsea's HOH this week has been mayhem. I think I thought this was a super important week
yeah,
to win, but I think if you handle an HOH properly, it's good, and if you don't, you can literally ruin your game. So,
yeah, for sure.
but we won't go into that. But let's go again. So now we're gonna come. Now I got to hit you with some of the pressing questions about
I'm
strategy.
ready.
All right, cool. Because I was sitting there watching, and I'm like rooting for you, and you were literally the entertainment of the season, and that was clear. But I literally was like, Tucker, what is your strategy for that? Like, why are you doing that outside of when you won HOH? Because you played the HOH perfectly, like money, and then T Core ruined that horribly with a atrocious HOH week.
God, I thought there was zero chance she would put me up. I was just letting her know. Like, I couldn't not do this because I respect the shit out of you, and we're in this thing together. I did it for other players.
F that, bro. What? When you said that to her and you were like, I got it. I did it for other people. I was like, fuck no,
I was
Tucker.
like, but I really don't want
say
to.
That.
Like, don't do it. I was getting pissed later on. Like, oh, she's going to do this. Kimo was talking about Leah. I was talking about Leah.
You should have never been on the block. ever. I don't care that you literally.
I know.
So let's actually
But
we're gonna
that
get this.
veto comp was
Why?
lit, and I wouldn't have been the BBAI assist, you know? So,
Yeah. Well, I think you were going to get voted for whatever, no matter what. Like simply put, to be honest. So I think you still would have gotten the AI instigator.
yeah.
But when you first were doing it, so like you said, I think it was Cedric. Was Cedric the first one that you were like, you can put me up as a pawn?
It was Chelsea first, then Cedric.
Chelsea first, then it was Cedric.
Yeah.
And the first time it was like you went up as a pawn and you like dominated the AI arena. And I was like, oh, Tucker, please stop.
The
Please
puzzles,
don't do that
baby.
again. Yeah, you really like, I really like puzzles.
I really like puzzles, baby. Yeah. I still do.
No, it was, yeah, no. But I just was like, when you show how good you are at competing, everybody's going to use that as a negative. Like you're already an athletic build, which everybody like quote unquote makes them a comp beast. But like, I'm like, all right, he's athletically built. Does that just inherently mean comp beast? Like you have to have smarts. You have to have composure. You like so much more goes into being good at these comps.
Yeah, for sure.
But why did you like, was it more of like, you felt bad? Like, why did you put yourself in that position? Like, why were you like, you can use me as a pawn?
With Chelsea or with Cedric? Or both?
Both. Let's just hit both.
I did it with Chelsea because at that point we talked no game, and I thought she was going to be a great player. So I told her, like, you know, I'm doing this to show you I'm serious and want to play this game. I want to play this game with you. So I'm just, if you want to do this and keep your hands clean and I'm still here, that's that, you know, and was hoping that a conversation would come up later about wanting to form an alliance, and it didn't. So that was fine. And with Cedric, you know, I had like nobody really the whole first bit after I blew up the Andersons, and I was just me and Joseph, and I was like, you know what, if I'm going to be a lone shark in this, and like, I want to compete with the best competitors. So I'm going to show everybody, I'm going to never stop doing 100% and hopefully bring people up, because I feel like people are just chilling and like doing what the majority wants to do versus being true to their self and just locking it in.
Yeah.
So with Cedric, I basically talked with him. Kenny, he and I formed the Shakers, and then Cam came in. So that was the whole like plan, was for me to do that and win the veto and have Quinn go up, and then he put Mackenzie up. So that was that was wild.
That was wild. We're going to get into that veto meeting, but I just think it's tough when you want to put yourself up as a way to gain trust with somebody, because then it also is like you leave yourself susceptible to them just being like, well, I'm always going to put you up. And now if I don't put you up, everybody's going to think we work together. So I have to just put you up again, even if it's a situation where you're like, bro, if I go up, I'm going home. Like, don't put me up.
Yeah, but everyone knew
like,
I was like Cedric announced it saying I'm not the target. Everyone knew I was a pawn and just helping them out. Like Angela and Kenny were the targets, and Lisa hardcore. And
it makes sense.
So yeah, those are the only times you could really do it. Later on with T-Core, the second I said it, I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, so that's the only thing I will say is early on you can get away with stuff like that because there seem to have been house targets.
Yeah.
And that's why like so let's get to the veto ceremony. The look on your face when Cedric puts up, because you just mentioned this, puts up Mackenzie versus Quinn, you looked like you were like, I'm ready to rip your head off.
Oh yeah.
Like it just looked like demons were coming.
Now. I'm going to destroy you in this
demons
game,
were coming. I don't care what I have to do to send you home.
I risked everything. We had a backup plan for everything. That's why I did see that he did tell me that they don't have that they don't have the votes, or to not use it. And I was just like, I didn't care. It was in one ear, out the other ear. I literally said, I don't give a fuck about the numbers, dude. We went over everything. If I'm up there and shit gets blown out, then you can just make me look like a fool, and I'll go home doing the stupidest move ever. But we have a chance to do something legendary here, and you can be a part of it. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Only a few people know about his power.
Yeah, I mean, it was the reasoning behind doing it was obviously spot on. You finding that information out from chemo and then wanting to execute that plan was big, and it was the right plan with the wrong person because. And
Yeah.
let me ask you this: if Cedric came up to you and said, "Tucker, if you use the veto on Angela, I am not replacing Quinn on the block," would you still have done it?
No.
Was because
That's
yeah, so like
I had a talk
that's
with
what I
him.
said.
I had a talk with him later on, and I was like, dude, you said that we talked man to man, but if we did, then you're HOH. You gotta know that I didn't hear anything. You're like, I'm not like, where I'm at. And if you're gonna act like really do this, don't like passively tell me, how I'm playing this game aggressively and like whatever. Like grab me on the shoulders and be like, nah, bro, you can do what you want to do, but I'm HOH and I'm gonna do this. And I would have been like, word, okay, I'll do it, and then I'll just try to win the next one.
Bro, everybody, I literally, and it was like the feeds people were coming for me. I was like, if you're the HOH, you don't go up to Tucker and say, I don't know if we have the numbers. You go up to him, and Tucker, who you can tell if you've been living in that house with him, isn't somebody that's just gonna, take your thoughts or feelings as a truth. You need to go to Tucker and say, hey, no ifs, ands, or buts. You use the veto, I'm putting
Yeah,
up X.
yeah.
I'm putting up Y. Not we don't have the numbers. Because I was like, to Tucker, that means,
I don't think we have the
yo,
numbers.
we'll
I
get
was
the
like,
numbers.
I don't care. We went over
Yeah.
this, dog. I'm ready. I'll get the numbers.
Yeah. I thought if he would have said that to you,
But a super nice
I
move on his part, it was a great. I mean, if I was the goal and they wanted to get me out, which I know I was, so it was nice. And he thought
you
I
think
mean,
they wanted you out that week?
I think he was starting it.
It was starting to come
Yeah.
to fruition a little bit.
And then when
Yeah, but
Quinn
you were
took
just
over Angela's, bro, he puts Cedric and Mackenzie back up. I was like, all right, cool. I beat you guys last week, dude. Like,
yeah,
that was
the deep fake, that was I was blown away that Quinn told anybody about that. I was like, why would you tell anybody? Like if you had that, like you had the
and he said he
instigator.
wasn't going to use it, bro. He 1,000% would have used that. Why would you not? You were just waiting to see if you were up there or not. Who wouldn't? That's why they have
Right.
these things. You got to.
Corny. It was corny. And I was like, bro. And for me, I was like, dude, that should make everybody that's working with him be like, should we work with him?
And he had like
Because
5 final twos at that point. I was like, look, you just can't trust him. And he has this. I was in an alliance with him from week 1, and he told someone in that alliance about it and nobody else. And I'm like,
yeah, it was interesting. So then we get to the T core situation, right?
yeah,
And I literally wanted to shake you and be like, Tucker, tell her I'm sorry. I've told other people I want to be nominated, but T core, you literally
I did. There was a
you
time when
handed
I
her
did.
money.
I
Oh, you
know.
did. So you went up to her. You went up to her and were like, T core, do not put me on the block
Yeah. I was like, I really regret saying that. I don't want to be up there. We were in the storage
before
room.
noms.
Yeah, we were in the storage room. And then she was in the diary room for a while. And Rubina and I were talking and chemo, and they convinced me that we would really have the numbers. And I was just like, now I kind of wish I told her. And then she walked out to go to the bathroom, and I was like, you can do it if you want, but you know where I'm at. And I wasn't expecting it.
No, dude, you were too big of a player. I mean, here's the thing. T Core is a super fan of the show. Like, I'm sorry. I don't feel I was really frustrated because I'm like, if you're a fan of the show, you know how this game works. You have allies, you have
Yeah,
non-negotiables, and then you have people that like if I piss you off, you could win, but I feel more comfortable with my people that are competing. And you literally took one of the strongest competitors that could have kept you safe, would have been a target
I was
over
their
you,
shield.
would have
Yeah.
kept you safe, handed you 5 Gs, and
And
sent them home
Mackenzie
because
voted
like
me out when I could have taken her. I was like, ooh, a trip to Hawaii to go visit my boy Chemo. And she was like very emotional about it, wanting to take her mom. And I was like, I'm not going to take that from you. But like, I should have
no,
reminded
because
her.
then
I kind of got sick for a couple days, like cuddling my dog. I don't really have allergies like that, dude. And I was like dying for a couple days just because the
it's
different dust and whatever.
bro, my sinuses inside of that house were horrible
I would wake up with the sorest throat every day.
all the time.
every day.
all the time, all the
Yeah,
time. It's the worst. And then you come back, and also, bro, the East Coast is different than the West Coast, just in terms of like the pollen and everything that you're taking in. So
yeah,
it's just a whirlwind, and the sleep issue and the time, because you're up, you're not sleeping, you're high. It takes, it's going to take some time to kind of get. That's why, like when I sent you that text, it was like, bro, just get yourself as quickly back to center and back to a routine as possible
yeah,
in your day to day. Because when I came off the first time, bro, I was up all night, wouldn't go to sleep.
yeah.
Then I started drinking a little bit, which was even worse.
Oh yeah,
And so it was like, it took me even longer to get myself into a point of like, oh, now I'm back to normal.
yeah. Nah, I just smoked a
It's
spliff the
really,
second I touched down. Got high, and
yeah.
I was resetting. Second I
Yeah, but
was
that's
back.
that's a little different, right? Like that's a little different. Drinking, I was like, that was a bad thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's good. It's just you get yourself back to like your routine and good headspace, and realize that, bro, you don't like the people that you surround yourself with in real life aren't out to get you, because this game makes you feel like even the people you trust the most, like, are they in the other room talking? Like, are they,
always.
do they have my back?
You
It messes
have
with
to
your
be
head, which is why you
paranoid
can't
like that,
sleep.
or you're not gonna do well either. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro. That's what I will say is like you have to be thinking 24/7, which affects your mental state, it
Yeah,
affects your sleep schedule, and
hardcore.
then makes it longer for you to get back to normal outside of the house. It's a really, really rough game. It's a tough thing to go and do. And then you just come out to the real world and it's like,
Yeah, when I came back. Like my dad and my brother and my friend was watching my house from here, and there was just like a moment where we were chatting, and then all of a sudden, like it got quiet, and I just looked over, and everyone was on their phone, and I was just like, "This is so weird. These things are so bad, bro. Like nobody's talking, but
yeah,
it was." There's been a few things like that. Well, like, dude, I the first thing I went to buy when I was at Smorgasbord, I like didn't get my change. The next thing I went to go buy at like a deli, I got my change and left the stuff on the counter. And then the third thing when I went to go buy stuff, bro, like I was just talking with the guy behind the counter, and then just walked out with the stuff, and he like forgot and then ran down the street, and I was like, holy shit, bro, I'm so sorry.
yeah.
I'm just adjusting back. This is ridiculous. I was three in one day. I was like, I gotta lay down.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. Cause like you're ultimately like a gerbil
Yeah.
in a building. And now we had it very different on 22 because it was COVID. They had a skeleton crew there. How many days would you say in the week you would get the backyard?
Average, bro, that's really tough. We might have had like 2 days, maybe three. It was closed a lot. We
That
had it
is not
closed
the
for
answer I thought
six
you were
days
gonna say.
straight one time.
And how bad does that mess with you?
Not seeing the sun for one day is crazy, dude.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like the sequester was better than some of those days, bro.
Because you know what it is too? The lighting in there, it like pierces your retinas. And then when you go to lay down, I would go to lay down and close my eyes, and the back of my eyes would be throbbing.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, dude, I can't
I
sleep.
had blue light
So now
glasses
I have my
like
eyes
these
open.
out there, and they broke. And after that, I was like, this sucks, dude.
Yeah, bro. It's a really tough. Like everybody watches this show, they love it, and it is a great show.
Oh
It
yeah,
is an amazing experience, and I would never change it. But man, oh man, there is so much that goes into your mental state going on this show. And now,
yeah,
like, you get it, bro. You're part. We are such a small percentage of the population and of even just the viewers that are dying to be on the show.
yeah.
Like it's crazy.
It
How
is
many
nuts.
applications go in a year? How many people would just love to be on it but maybe don't apply?
Yeah.
We're literally in a tiny percentage,
And
and
everyone who's
that's
been
a
on it
really cool thing,
before
which is why,
reaches out to and like says like, welcome to the Big Brother family. If you need anything, let us know. It was easy for me to transition. This helped, or it was really tough for me. This is what I did, and yeah, it's a great. warm, loving feeling with everyone sending those messages. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
And make sure you keep giving back to like the fans, because that's why like one of my
Always.
favorite things about this podcast is like getting to give like insight and have these conversations, because the fans are just like, they love this.
Yeah.
And they want to know about that experience, and
Oh
they
yeah.
want to hear what you were thinking. So it's like, it's
Yeah,
really cool that you're doing that. You got stuff happening this week too.
Yeah, I got Kenny and Matt coming on Thursday. They're gonna be chilling here, so we'll probably do a setup right here and chat. Let's go.
Yeah, love that. Love that. All right, so we're kind of like getting to the end of it, right? We've hit on a lot of different things. Make sure, people, if you're liking what you're seeing here, subscribe to the channel. Follow Tucker on Instagram.
Oh!
Where are we following you at?
Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram handle.
It's at TSDESLAURIERS. I think. Yeah. Here it is.
Make sure you rewind it. There it is. Let's go.
Oh!
I love that. Make sure you guys are following him. We're now here. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but who do you think is in the best? Like, try to get objective here. Try to get objective.
Yeah.
Best position to win the game based off of maybe what you know from inside, like perspective from inside of the house. Because it's easy for all of us to view it on the outside and be like, oh, this person's in a good position. But what can you tell us from inside, who maybe isn't getting talked about and who you think is in the best position?
Man, Leah's a professional floater and doing a really good job at that. Nah, but she's doing like a really good job at it. Chelsea's incredibly observant and smart with the game, but I mean, so is Chemo. I think Chemo and Rubina have the strongest bond together, and those two can take it to the end, because I think everyone else is kind of a lone shark in there.
Let me ask you this. Is Rubina and Chemo tighter than Chemo and T-Core?
You know, that's a really good question. I don't think
because
so.
They seem crazy close now, whereas early it was T-Core and Chemo, but you know how this game goes. Like, you could be close with somebody.
Rubina hit it off early on, and T-Core was right there. I don't know. I think Chemo just gravitated towards T-Core as Rubina and I got closer.
Okay. I think also that Chemo and Rubina being on the block together is like, well, Chemo's like, well, I blew up the thing with you, T-Core, and Rubina, and why are we on the block and you're off the block? And that could form, like, small shit like that forms bonds.
Anything can. Anything. And at the beginning, like, you like everybody, and then you got to kind of start finding things just to be like, I don't care about this, but the fact I noticed it, I kind of got to just, like, dig into it a bit and see if
right.
This is something I can go after, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings in there. Like, it sucked when people would get sad. I was the one always hugging like Angela and Matt and Chemo when he's been sad, and Chemo's done it back. And yeah, it was just,
dude, it's
tough.
That was me my first time.
Yeah,
that was me my first time. People being on the block, being upset. I was really, it weighed on me emotionally.
Yeah,
and I was like, it stinks. And then the second time I was like, I don't give a fuck about nobody.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you feel bad.
Run it up. Get the shovel.
I'll talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, get the fucking shovel.
So you were great on Big Brother, but there's another show that I feel is like a little more of a fit, and I think your personality would do well, your athletic abilities would do well. What show do you think I'm talking about?
I don't know. You got to say it.
I mean, I would love to see you on the challenge.
I know there's people. Bro.
Listen, if you think Tucker should be on the challenge next, throw some fire emojis in the comments, because I feel like the personalities and the challenge, it's kind of, they're like Johnny Bananas, right? Like, you give me like a Johnny Bananas feel, where he's just like a goofball, but he's also competitive and he's intelligent. And so, like, and Johnny Bananas, he's kind of like, he's getting older, man. These shows take a toll on you. So we need some young bloods in there. And I feel like you would be perfect to get on that show.
Sign me up. You guys know where I'm at. Risk it for the biscuit. Run it back. Let's go.
Yeah, I think it would be fire. I think it'd be fire. What show like which show in your opinion would you really like to do?
The challenge. I want to crush that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely
All right.
crush that show.
Damn.
That's definitely
All
in
right.
terms of
We love that.
reality shows like that for sure.
We love that. We absolutely love that. Bro, listen, this has been a blast. Oh, you know what we didn't touch on though? We went right into Big Brother. We never really talked about like the acting classes and stuff. Tucker and I, Death of a Salesman, had a scene that we did together that was like, I mean, I don't want to say
I'll
it
say
was
it. It was
Nina's
a
favorite
breakthrough for the
scene.
whole class.
and Nina's favorite scene of all time. Like we were her favorite pupils.
No, we crushed that. It
Felt
was
like
great. Yeah, shout out Nina Morano. She's great. Really good.
she is
Really good
a legend, bro.
beginner Meisner teacher and helps you get your foundation for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
it was fun.
classes were crazy.
They were a lot of fun. They were a lot of fun. You were definitely who I was of the class. Like I always was like closest with you.
Same.
Dude, I just ran into Paul.
Petrolito?
Yeah, bro. He was literally we rolled into each other like in Asbury, and he was like walking out, and he like just kind of like looked. I'm like taking photos of my girl. I'm like influencer in the wild, and my wife, and he like just like popped his head, and I was like, Paul, what the fuck are you doing here, dude?
I haven't seen
He's
him
like,
in a
I
while.
thought that was you.
How's he doing?
Yeah, dude, it was wild.
He
He's
texted
doing
me a
good,
bit
man.
ago.
He's
I
doing
definitely want
good.
to hang out with him, and then I went on the show. But yeah, he texted me a while ago.
Yeah, he's chilling in Jersey, so you know you just got to come out to Jersey.
Hey, I'll
It's
come out
kind
to
of stinks
Jersey
now.
after cooking some protein bars. I'll swoop over there in the ice cube. Give you some
Yeah,
samples.
so you know,
Let's go.
the boardwalk. We get you some pork roll, egg, and cheese over here.
Don't even get me started with the pork roll, egg, and cheese, dude. Mouth's watering already.
All right, bro. Listen, you mentioned it already. Guys, find Tucker on Instagram. Listen, bro, any final thoughts? What do you want to let the people know if they want to find you places? What do you got coming? Give the people what they want.
My Cameo's blowing up. I got to top 11 for the month. So if you guys want some funny, freaking hilarious, weird videos, I got you. Or inspiration or birthday or whatever. I got one roast, and I roasted this dude. It was great. It was great.
I love that. I feel like you'd be great on Cameo.
Instagram. I'm talking with people and seeing what I can do, and I'll keep everyone posted when I figure out something new.
All right, man. I appreciate you joining me here on the Winner's Circle. It's been a blast. I love chatting it up with you. Love chopping it up. So listen.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. Of course, bro. Anytime, and I will see you guys next time.
Love you. Miss you already. Let's go.